We are 2 weeks into January and I'm already behind on my reading goal. So we are going to dedicate this weekend to reading. 2025 has been off to a rough start for reading. I was reading a book for my book club and I think just about everybody in the book club ended up DNFing the book. And I'm reading this really chunky fantasy right now and I just wanted to take a break from that. Let's get some books counted towards my reading goal for the year. This year I want to read 52 books, so that's just a book a week, so that is why I'm already behind. So today I thought it would be a perfect day to pick up some novellas. I have 3 novellas on my shelf that I've been meaning to get to at some point, but I just have not picked them up yet, so this sounds like a perfect time to just kind of breeze through some books. The 3 books I have that are on my goal list is A Psalm for the Wild-Built by Becky Chambers, The Dead Cattail Assassins by P. Jelly Clark, and The Fireborn Blade by Charlotte Bond. I'm going to start with A Psalm for the Wild-Built by Becky Chambers. I think I got this book in the 2023 Barnes & Noble after Christmas sale, and I have not picked it up. I've been meaning to read this one. It sounds really cute and cozy and just a perfect read for right now, this time of year. I woke up this morning, there was frost on the ground. I was like, I'm not leaving the house. I'm reading. So we are going to enjoy our coffee and get some reading done. That already I am loving this book and I'm a chapter into it. There's a lot in this that is speaking to me right now. First off, I don't know if this is crazy to say, but this book just feels like the best mixture of Stardew Valley and The Wild Robot. We're currently following a monk named Dex, and Dex is tired of the city life. So Dex decides to uproot their life and go become a tea monk in the countryside. They really long for the sound of insects and birds and just the vast sky, and they want to leave the city life. And I think soon we're going to meet our robot friend, but I haven't exactly met the robot yet, so I think that'll happen in like the next chapter or so. Historians say robots have gained consciousness and they kind of left society to be in nature. So that's why it's giving me like The Wild Robot. I'm envisioning Roz, who learns to become one with nature. And then in the aspect of Stardew Valley, I think of the main character who is working this city job, city living, and is just tired of it and seeks to uproot their lives to go become a farmer in the countryside. So that's why I'm getting those vibes from this book, but it is just so atmospheric, it's so lovely and just lush. I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I'm like between 2 points. I really long to be in a city that's walkable. I want to be able to walk to my coffee shops, to my restaurants, to the grocery store. But at the same time, I also want to live in like a place with a view and vast skies and I don't know, garden and farm on my lot, and I'm kind of like in between these 2 places. So this is why this book is like really speaking to me right now, and I just think it is just so vibrant and so beautiful the way the world is described. So far, as you can see, I'm loving this. There's a couple things I wanted to get done today, namely a lot of filming of videos because the house is quiet right now. I'm gonna do a couple of things and then resume reading this book, but gosh, I'm just loving it so far. This book is just so great so far. I am 3 chapters in now, and I love it. I love it. We finally met the robot, and it is exactly like, if you've watched The Wild Robot, it is like exactly like that. And recently I learned there's actually a book The Wild Robot is based on, so I have that on my list to read at some point. I would love to check it out. I am loving this book so far. It is just so, it's a lot of things, and I feel like not only is it just this like cute and cozy, but it's also very poignant, and there's a lot of underlying commentary on like consumerist behaviors and our capitalistic society we live in. I feel like there's a lot of like underlying commentary weaved in there on top of this just like very cute and cozy world Becky Chambers has built. I don't know, it's a lot. It's a lot going on in it, and I'm loving it. But I'm gonna take a quick break to go on some errands. First, I need to check that I have all the makings for dinner tonight, but if I need to go get groceries, I will do that. And secondly, I think I can tell you this because this video will be posted after the fact, but Peter's birthday is coming up and I need to get him a card. And it's always so difficult to, I don't know, hide presents and stuff from each other when we both live from home. It's so hard to hide presents and surprises from each other when we both work from home and spend most of our time at home. But he is gone today, so I can freely leave the house and not look suspicious. So I'm gonna check my ingredient list and make sure I got everything, and then we're gonna head out for a bit. But this book is making me really want a cup of tea and some like fresh bread. So if I do need to go to the store, I am getting a fresh loaf of bread. The kettle will definitely be turned on as soon as I get back because this book really makes me want a cup of tea. It is so warm outside. Oh my goodness. I'm like all sorts of bundled up right now. I have a sweater, my jacket, a scarf, and I am sweating. Still like cold. It's 40 degrees, but the sun is shining. It is so warm. I definitely did not need to be wearing all of this. I also did a lot of walking, so that's also probably why I'm sweaty. I have to show you some of the things I got. I just cannot be trusted to walk into a paper store by myself. Lots of people's birthdays and holidays coming up. This beautiful birthday card for my friend. Really florally, and inside of it I was gonna stick in one of these reading log bookmarks. I just think it's so fun to write down the books you've read while using the bookmark. So whether it's like a library book or a book you own, a book you borrowed from someone, you'll have it noted. And then I saw this really cute card. This is for Peter. This says, "Have a whale of a day." And it just looks so beautiful. I also was naughty and bought something for myself, and I got this Voyager notebook, like a notebook system. It is beautiful. Like, look at the side of that. It really reminds me of like the Louise Carmen notebooks, but the Louise Carmens are so beautiful, and I definitely think if I ever went to a Louise Carmen store in person, I think they're based in Paris, so like if I was ever in the area, that would be like my souvenir from the trip, because they are just so expensive, but they're absolutely beautiful. But I found this one, and this one is just stunning, and this one has 3 notebooks in it already, and there's just a lined one, a dotted one, and then a blank one in the back. And I just think these are so beautiful. How cool. And it was very reasonably priced as well. And I've just been wanting a new notebook. Anyway. And then I waltzed over to New Seasons and got myself a loaf of bread. So it's lunchtime. I'm hungry. I'm gonna fix myself up some lunch, and we're gonna get back into reading. wanted to say I finished the book, and I'm tearing up right now. I have a lot of thoughts. I think I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna use my new notebook and I'm going to write down some thoughts and feelings and a review of the book and get back to you all. A lot of thoughts. I have a lot of thoughts on this book. I absolutely adored it. I saw a review that said this book just feels like what was I made for in like book form, and it really just does feel like a warm hug. I feel like this is the book I needed at the moment. It's just such a cozy and lush world, interspersed and interwoven with thoughts on capitalism, consumerism, and purpose. It did a lot for being such like a cozy read, and I was really impressed with this, and I would love to see more from this world. I just absolutely adored watching Dex and Mosscap the robot learn about each other and learn from each other. So we're off to a really strong start. The next book I want to read is The Dead Cattail Assassins by P. Djeli Clark. While I have not read anything from this author, Peter has. He read Ring Shout and he talks about it all the time, about how the writing is just so good and the world the author creates is so cinematic, like you can just like see it in your head. And I saw this book when I was in Powell's and I decided to pick it up just because I know, at least from Peter, anecdotally speaking, this author builds like such great worlds. I'm really looking forward to seeing that, but seeing this like assassin trope done by such a strong author, I'm really looking forward to seeing how it's done. I love these dedications in these books. This one says, "For the culture." And this one says, "For anybody who could use a break." But anyways, I picked up this book and it's a signed copy. I just like randomly found it in Powell's. I saw it at like the front display in Powell's, and then I was walking through the shelves, I found it and it was a signed copy. So I picked it up. But yes, I will be starting to read this one. I think I'm gonna take a break from like sitting and I'm gonna do some chores around the house. I do have the audiobook for this one, so I'm gonna start listening to it. And probably soon I'll get started on dinner. I'm starting to get hungry. So we're gonna get cooking, I'm gonna do some cleaning, and yeah, we're gonna jump into the second book. Brussels sprout dish, and I think it's gonna take a while to deal with the Brussels sprouts, so I'm gonna work on that and listen to the audiobook some more. I'm so far liking it. I'm still kind of getting into what the story is gonna be, but I think the audiobook narrator is doing a really good job of differentiating the characters. I think we've met like 4 or 5 characters at this point. But differentiating the characters with different voices, and I think, yeah, the narrator is doing a really great job of that. I'm gonna listen some more and we're gonna get cooking. Good morning. I'm about halfway through the Dead Cattail Assassins, and I just want to chat with you all for a bit about it. I did a little bit of reading this morning. I feel like I am struggling to, and this isn't a fault of the book, it's a fault of TikTok being banned and TikTok no longer being available, but I'm like so invested in my phone at the moment, and I just want to stay connected with creators I know, with my mutuals, with my community. I just feel like I've been so connected and so like want to be in the know, checking the news and just waiting to hear more about what this means. Couldn't have wished to live in more interesting times. So I'm gonna try to just disconnect from my phone as much as I can today and keep reading my books. Let me say where I'm at real quick. So the Dead Cattail Assassins, they're not cats and they don't have tails, but they are certainly dead. This is a group of undead assassins. Our main character, Evine, is given a contract that she must fulfill, as she always does, but this one is a little bit different because when she finds the person she's supposed to, turns out she's found herself. She is staring at herself in a bed, and that's kind of the hook of the story. She was sent on a contract to kill her doppelganger herself. We don't know what's going on really. Let me just say this book is so action-packed. It's so fast-paced. The audiobook is fantastic. I feel like the narrator does a really good job of differentiating characters and voices. The writing style is just super fast-paced. The action is so fluid and it's really action-packed. And I gotta give major props to authors who write novellas, because just the fact that they're able to put so much world and so much character development in like 100 to 200 pages is just amazing. And I'm having a lot of fun with this read. It's very just like intriguing and very, I don't know, just very great world building and character building in such a short amount of time and in such a concise way. I still haven't had my coffee, so I'm about to make my coffee and read some more. And then I think I'm gonna switch to audio and do a couple of chores. There's still a few more things I want to get done, and then we'll see where the day takes us. But yeah, goal today, try and stay off my phone as much as possible and don't doom scroll on Instagram. Oh my gosh. What a year it's been. Oh my gosh. I digress. This was just a very fast-paced, action-packed read, so if you're really into action, I recommend reading this book. I enjoyed this one. I didn't love like all of the plot beats, but I think this one was still a thoroughly enjoyable read, and again, the audiobook was fantastic, and there wasn't like a ton of people waiting for the audiobook, so I was able to get that one pretty quickly because I requested it like, what, on Thursday, when I decided I was going to read 3 novellas this weekend, and this was the only audiobook I was able to get. On to the next, I have the Fireborn Blade here out of its dust jacket, and look at that cover. Look at that. Isn't that very cool? And I just read kind of like the prologue slash first chapter. I'm still working on getting into the meat of this book and just trying to figure out more of what it's about. And I've heard this book recommended for fans of Elden Ring. So I'm really expecting this to be kind of like grim, dark, medieval fantasy world. I hate Souls-like games, but like the vibes of Elden Ring I like, I guess. For now, we're gonna go do some grocery shopping to get prepared for the week. And then we'll return here and do some more reading. I'm trying to keep my phone as far away from me as possible because I know I said that a couple of clips ago, but TikTok is back. So many questions, so many mixed feelings about this, and it just feels a little icky to me, and I need to get away from my phone, to be quite honest. I'm going to read this book, we're gonna make a soup tonight, and we're just gonna enjoy this cozy Sunday in before tomorrow. I digress. Since it's such a sunny and lovely day and it's quite warm, we're gonna actually go outside and play tennis for a bit and just kind of get moving, do something other than sit on the couch, because that's what I've been doing for the last couple of days. We're gonna get moving and go play tennis. It is Tuesday, and I just wanted to give you an update on where we are at while I sip on my coffee. So when I last spoke to you, we just started reading The Fireborn Blade, and I am happy to say I finished it yesterday. The Fireborn Blade is kind of what feels like a classic dragon slaying tale. I know this was recommended for fans of Elden Ring. Honestly, this felt really Skyrim to me. It didn't feel as like grimdark as like Souls games are. Granted, I haven't played that much Elden Ring at all. I've only like watched a little bit, but less grimdark, more just like straight up medieval fantasy. And it follows Madela, a disgraced knight who's kind of been exiled, and she is on a quest to retrieve the Fireborn Blade to get back into the kingdom's good graces. No living man can kill the dragon that holds the Fireborn Blade. So Madela sets on a quest because she is no man. I enjoyed it. I haven't read a good dragon book in a long time. Emphasis on good. I really enjoyed the main character. I would love to see more of her and more of the world. I feel like the world in this book is really tight because we are just bound to a dragon's den as the main character and her squire are kind of going through the tunnels of the den. So the world feels really small and confined to this one area that has lots of room to grow. And overall, this story is just about essentially being a woman in roles that people think only men can hold. Obviously Madela is a knight and they call her Sir Madela, and you know, that's not something that's typical. There's another side character who is also trying to become a mage, and it is frowned upon for women to be mages. So this is really about women finding their place in the world and being strong. So it's got some light feminist touches. It's twisty, it's turny. I like the characters. I like the message behind it, you know, What else is there to ask for? I hope you all enjoyed watching this video. I certainly enjoyed being able to read 3 books over the last couple of days. It was definitely needed. I definitely feel like I need something to keep myself busy with at the moment. Just with... It's just so tempting to just doom scroll and read the news headlines. Stay informed, but also take care of yourself. Don't burn yourself out. You need your energy to fight back and fight the good fight. So don't feel bad if you need to take a step back and take time for yourself. Take care of yourself. But at the same time, please, I encourage you to stay informed. Anyways, those are my parting words for you. Thank you all so much for coming along on this reading weekend with me. I hope we can have more cozy reading weekends in the future together. And I will be seeing you all next time. Bye!